Good afternoon, good morning, greetings, peace and blessings to each and every one of you. Today is April 4th, 2018, and the nation is taking the time to remember Dr. King. And my point of view is not so much to sanitize what happened on today, because it wasn't the birth that we're celebrating, but we're remembering the tragic murder of Dr. King. This man was murdered for standing up for what was right. This man was murdered because he dared to speak out against evil and injustice, not just in America, but around the world. So 50 years later, here we are today, and I would argue that things have gotten worse, because here we are with government-supported killings, police officers killing people of color at an alarming rate. And I don't know if it's because we have more availability and more publicizing of it today. And yes, it was more covert back then, but it's even out in the open. It's out in the open now, out in the open for everybody to see. We see time and time again, law enforcement in general, not every police officer, but I would warn all of you police officers, if you're in a shop or in a union or somewhere where you see and know that things are happening, especially if you're an officer of color, how do you stand by idly and sit back and not say that? And how do you not step to your fellow brothers and sisters and come correct? Because guess what? Do they know that your son or your daughter driving down the dark highway to get pulled over and get shot next time? Do they know that? It's happening all too often. And you all would argue, well, stop resisting, stop running. How about stop threatening, stop killing, stop targeting black and brown people in America? We've already been held down for over 400 years. The ladder is still not equal. The bar is way higher because non-blacks and Latinos have had such a great start, a great head start in general. Inequality, wealth, the transfer of wealth, knowledge, and opportunities in America. And now we are supposed to be equal across the board, as the law puts it, but we see people's lives still being cut down right in front of us every single day. The Parkland shooter, a white young man, killed 17 students, and he took him down, arrested him, and they are trying this man. Same thing with Dylan Ruth, was arrested, taken in custody. He was even allowed to go get lunch with the police officers before they took him to jail. But innocent black men continuously are getting shot, murdered, choked, everything for just standing there, for being black. We see it every day, and you wonder why we're mad. We ain't talking about violence in the community amongst people, because there's a difference with citizens, and I would urge everybody to be kind to each other, stop killing each other, looking out for each other. But in particular, the people sworn to protect and serve, you need to start doing your job. And justice needs to be, the justice system needs to be overhauled, like they're doing in California right now. So my hat's off to California legislators for taking a look and actually going to do something about this lame excuse of police being able to kill people of color and people in general, because I see time and time again on YouTube and on the internet, citizens, law-abiding citizens, just being shot down, the life snuffed out of them because a police officer was scared. Let me tell you something. In the military, we had something called rules of engagement. You had a escalation of force you had to go through before you could even return fire on the enemy on the battlefield. But yet in America, if a cop just makes a claim, I was threatened, I was scared for my life, they gun you down with 47 bullets in your back. That excuse is lame, and we're tired of it. Dr. King probably would turn into Malcolm X if he was alive today, because this is bullshit. It's time for America to stand up and start speaking out and start making changes.